So first I see that LB from the Lonely Banter YouTube channel posts a video about Krystina Arielle. She was hired by Star Wars to do a YouTube series covering the High Republic era. So she got this weekly show. Now, when you're hired, what happens is humans on the internet type your name on Twitter attached to every nasty thing. So the goal over here was to prove that Krystina Arielle was racist. And what did they type? The word white people. And you got a myriad, just tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet. So LB was reacting to the Bounding Comics article. I then watched the Bounding Comics YouTube video, the one that is 8 minutes and 6 seconds. I would recommend you watch that for reference. But like LB in his whole video kept on saying, not all white people, just white people, but not all white people. And he kept having to say that every 3 lines. And I realized that was the issue. It was that the interpreter who typed white people with Krystina Arielle's name with ill intentions, the person who did that needed to paint that picture, create that narrative that Krystina is anti-white. Now, in these tweets, and there's probably like 10 of them that I saw, maybe more, that Bounding Comics just covered in that video that I watched. Every time she talks about white people, it's in reply or it's taken, it is within the context of a white person just wronged this Asian guy by coughing on him taking off her mask. And then she says something about white people need to get their shit together. Or she was mistreated this one time and she needed a spa day because this white person, I don't know, kicked her out of this establishment. I don't remember word for word. But something happened about white people and she was specifically talking about the white person in question. And then the Bounding and the comic side just went and said, how could you say that about all white people? And then I go back to the tweet and I go, it doesn't say all white people. It says white people and it's in response to this white person. What do you mean? And I just see an ultra sensitivity there. People digging for nothing. Stop it. It's you can't do that. You're desensitized. Or no, you're playing the role of everything that you're not supposed to do. It actually creates division when you do that. What they could be saying, if they're really about inclusion and all that good stuff, is this is how you do it, everyone. All right, take notes. You go. This Krystina Arielle person keeps typing this about white people. Now, I do my best and my darndest to include white people in my hiring process, or whenever I go out and whenever I post posters or of groups of people and whatnot, I purposefully include different ethnicities so that it's not just a default for everyone to be white, because I too want to tackle this issue of white supremacy. But when I see Krystina Arielle keep introducing this white supremacy problem into and interjecting it where it's really not that prevalent, it hurts my my efforts. I'm out here trying to squash it, and you're over here mentioning it on Twitter all these times. Krystina, cut it out. I'm trying to end this, and you keep drawing it to the light. Stop. If you say that, oh, maybe this guy's onto something. That's how you do it. But you just needed to complain, and I'm talking about bounding in the comics for anyone who's on the opposite side of how I think. You just maybe want to introduce the fact that she is anti-white. You just want to do it because you truly are anti-white, and you want to be like, look, we're bad, but they bad too. Look how bad the black person is. Oh, Krystina Arielle is black. She's a black woman. It's see-through. It's transparent. That's how I read into it. That's how LB reads into it. That's how most people with brains understand that's what's going on here. If you are anti-hatred, division, and you're pro-inclusion and all that, your response can't just be, well, when they say it, it's okay, but when we say it, it's not. You can't do that. It's one thing to point out, and this is all down to politics, isn't it? It's the red team versus the blue team. CNN is fantastic at pointing at Fox News' mistake. Fox News is incredible at pointing out when CNN says stupid stuff, or when they report on that one kid, the native guy was drumming on him, and you remember that story? That story. They hate each other, and they're good at making fun of each other. Does that mean any of these guys are good? No, they're the exact same thing. Like the line from Age of Ultron, they're two sides of a coin that are no longer currency. I do not care about these two stations. I'll peep into what they're talking about to understand what the viewers are interpreting to be okay. That's where people get this mindset of. But other than that, they're good for nothing else than that. You want to get your news, go to the internet, get your news media from new media. Why did I say all that? It's just to get back to Star Wars. Stop this sides thing where you guys gotta believe in one thing wholeheartedly because of the politics thing. Maybe because it's a political year. Maybe this will die down in 3-4 months. But it's Krystina Arielle is perfectly fine. She has a problem with white supremacy, and she may talk about it a lot. And maybe it is insensitive to say white people. If she just puts some white people or that white person or that white lady in front of each tweet, there's no story. Oh, there could still be a story, honestly. I won't not put it past anyone like you people. And when I say you people, I'm talking about white people. That joke is literally the whole point of this video, and yet I put it in here anyways. I'm at a loss for words because now I want to clarify what I mean. But I also think if you needed me to clarify what I meant, then you're part of the problem. That's incredible that I'm doing what I'm talking about. But anyways, Krystina Arielle just tweeted things that are insensitive a little bit. And people wanted to be victim, and they wanted to and they made a story about it. She did nothing wrong. Now, here's where Star Wars starts. The Twitter account of Star Wars. The same human beings who tweeted Rose Tico happy birthday, but did not tweet James Earl Jones a 90th birthday. Oh, let me cover that first. Okay, I'll get to that in a second. At first, I thought that was a non-story. Yeah, they tweeted Rose Tico birthdays. They probably have like an email list of birthdays, and Rose Tico's day was today. But when everyone tweets you, what about James Earl Jones? Hey, it's not every day someone turns 90. Actually, that he might be the only Star Wars actor to have ever turned 90. When they all tweet you that, and you still don't tweet him a happy birthday, okay, there is a problem here. The Twitter operator of Star Wars is everything I hate. Is on that Kathleen Kennedy camp that I keep mentioning. It's about camps. That person is problematic and needs to go. I have no, I guess, respect, and I'll get on this occasion here. So the Twitter operator from Star Wars tweets about how we're all inclusive. Let me get the exact words here. Star Wars. But Gina Carano went through a thing about 2-3 months ago. Our Star Wars community is one of hope and inclusivity. We do not stand for bullying and racism. We support Krystina Arielle. When a white woman, Gina Carano, was being berated with bullying, where was that tweet? Oh, it's because Gina Carano is on Team Trump, or I think she voted for Trump. Oh, it's because she said one thing that questioned the response of coronavirus with masks and stuff. She's an anti-masker. Oh, no, if you're not with bullying, you're not with bullying at all times. There's precedents that are set, which you did with Gina Carano's situation, that you can't do here. You can't be about that noble stuff. It's because Krystina Arielle's politics aligns with what you are about. It is politics finding its way in Star Wars, which is what people were complaining about for years, happening via Star Wars themselves. They know that's what their reputation is, and they're continuing, they are justifying the claims against them, pretending they are on some sort of moral high ground. By, you know what? We don't like bullying, and we're about inclusivity. All of them are haters. Yeah, what about a few weeks ago when Mandalorian was on air and Fire Gina Carano was trending? You didn't want to stand by your actor then? No? Well, she's still there, so it's not like Gina Carano did anything extremely wrong where she would have been reprimanded. No, that didn't happen, did it? That's the world we live in here. And I'm just watching, eating my popcorn, going, we have a lot of estupido people in this world on Twitter and making articles. The problem is that we believe in our politicians so strongly that it's entering the other parts of our lives. That is the problem. It's the way that we interpret politicians are going to solve our problems, but they are all bad. Okay, Joe Biden had a couple. Well, that's subjective. I would say he had a couple of good days so far. Way to go, him. But he's a politician for his whole career. You don't stay a career politician without being a greedy person who needs to butter other people's toast. So don't cheerlead Joe Biden too hard. Everyone who's on his side right now, because for the most part, everyone is just saying about how he's different than Trump for being normal, for not being tweeting in the middle of the night, that kind of stuff. That's not saying much. But when you, again, compare one side with another side, yeah, we're awesome at making fun of the other guys because this guy's better. But is anything really happening that matters? That's like truly good for all people? Not really, not truly.